September of 2021, me and my brother Luke went on our first elk hunt. I got an over-the-counter tag for Colorado. We had a third member of our party hoping to break up the 26-hour drive, but he didn't make it, so me and Luke did it. I would think in record time. We drove it straight through except for about a 4-hour nap. We get to Colorado, and there's plenty of other folks there to help us hunt them. We're going to try to depend on the people to push them to us. We're going to kind of get off the beaten trail into the spots I think they would be pushed if the people follow the main trail. We've seen somebody on a dirt bike go back there today, and we've seen a group of 4 folks walk the trail today. It's going this way, so we're going to shoot up this way about a mile. Then we're going to parallel the trail. There's a lot of good drainages, and it's higher altitude. If we don't see sign, we don't hear elk, we'll drop down and see if we find more sign. So the first day, September 4th, we hiked to the top of the mountain. Some really steep slopes around some really big rocks. We executed our plan of bugling and moving and bugling and moving. We were just trying to sound check a lot of areas. The first day we were very enthusiastic, full of energy, and we even got to see our first elk. I was in the rear, heard a little stick snap, and a cow elk was getting up and trotting away. So we seen one, but that was it.
I might have forgot my utensil in South Carolina.
At least you're good at whittling.
I haven't cut myself yet.
There's his camp spoon. Our camping situation utilized 2 tarps with a ridge line set up, and we were blessed with really good weather. On day 2, we got up and ran the same playbook. We were going to bugle and move until we found the elk.
Yeah, let's go walk some more with our packs on.
We had been making our way to a back corner of the public. It is where the 4-wheeler trail terminated. We ran into some folks on the beginning of the 3rd day as we were getting back to the back corner. They gave us some hope. We told them what we were doing. They told us what they were doing. Basically, they were deer hunting these elk. These individuals had a lot of experience in this area. They had been hunting here for over 6 years. They said they rarely heard bugling on the first week of the season, especially not when it was this hot. So, from listening to them, we decided to change up our tactics.
Yeah, you went a ways.
Yeah.
Because this is about, what, 7 miles from there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I feel like we've been walking through elk sign the whole time.
Yeah.
But just...
We typically find elk sign and we hunt them like we hunt deer. We throw up a climber and hunt like that's what we do.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Try to sit over a wall or wherever you find the freshest sign, like freshest rubs or that.
Yeah.
Actually, the last 3 years, I've shot one where I hear them thrashing around in some brush and stuff, like a swampy area. And I cow called a couple times, and 3 years in a row now, both walked out looking for that cow call and I've shot.
Yeah, I don't know if they're as tough as us, but they're definitely having a good time. See them coolers in the big old tent? No, this is what we wanted though. I mean, we wanted success, but we still got time. Well, that's what we can do when we're old. Which at this rate won't be that long. Shoot, maybe next year we come with saddles. Well, at least it was only the 2nd day that we learned that they're not going to bugle back there on public for whatever reason.
Now that we're 8 miles deep, we set up a base camp and we changed up our hunting tactics. Basically, we read sign as best we could and set up in places with rubs and trails. And did some cow calling, but mostly tried to sit still. We hunted this way for the next 2 days. It was not without excitement.
We got to see a lot of birds, a lot of wildlife, but never did we see an elk. We had some tense moments where we thought we heard a stick pop and that there was an elk coming through our position or coming to our cow calls, but every time, it ended up being our imagination or a squirrel or a bird or something falling out of a tree.
This one could be going anywhere.
Got it ready?
Any of them could be going anywhere. Yeah, it's ready.
All right, the rock, hold on. Hit it. Oh.
That was a big rock.
The red sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night. On the 5th day of our hunt, we hunt the morning just like we've been, but after the morning session is unfruitful, we decide we need to break camp and hike back out to the car. This is at least 8 miles from our base camp. We start this journey hiking at a pretty good clip. Most of it's downhill. We're hiking the 4-wheeler trail out, so we keep throwing out our thumbs to see if somebody will give us a ride. Sure enough, a big 4-seater Can-Am comes by and he lets us jump in. Huge blessing. He probably carries us 5 miles out to the trailhead back to our car. As we're on this ride, he's talking to us. His party has killed an elk. They killed their elk, I think, on the 3rd or 4th day of the season. That was about the day we started. But he's talking to us about what they've been doing, and we've been doing very similar tactics. He encourages us and tells us, you guys have the right idea. You've been in the right kind of spots. There's a lot of elk sign here. You just need to stick it out. So we listen to him. Instead of traveling down the road a few miles and finding some new territory, we just set up a new base camp at the parking area. Basically, we used our car to go to a few different locations and hunt like we've been hunting. Sneaking into a spot, getting the wind right, setting up and calling for 30 minutes and sometimes longer. We could have done this good walking around with packs and bugling in South Carolina. We saw one elk on the first day, and that's been it. People said they were killing elk. I think they were deer hunting them, and I think all the elk in this unit have been run off by the hunting pressure. I was too hard-headed to move on and leave this unit. I should have moved on. We got talked back into staying twice by people saying, oh, they're here, more sign we've ever seen. But to be honest, I don't know that they killed one recently. The guys that we talked to killed them right at the beginning of the season. I'm convinced there's no elk here. We haven't heard an elk sound made by an elk the whole time we've been here. We've hiked through some hellacious places. We've hit their bedding areas, and we've never seen one. We've never spooked one off. Hiking around in the dusky evening, looking in fields, we haven't seen them. Anyway, no excuses. I should have moved on and found some different place because I do not think the elk are here, and we hard-headedly stuck it out listening to other hunters. So, anyway, we're headed home. As you can tell, I'm pretty exasperated on this march out on the last morning, but the trip was not without some highlights. The Elk Campaign of 2021 was overall a failure, but we learned a lot. I will be back. Next year, I'll have a better idea of how to tackle this problem.